Congratulations, you're rich. Not nice house and a boat, rich. Stupid rich. Sold your company, a 300 million in the bank, your accountant calls you rich. And this morning, you woke up with a dangerous thought. The thought that has financially injured more billionaires than divorce and crypto combined. You're going to buy a Bugatti. What you don't know yet is that you've just volunteered for the most expensive relationship of your life. Your wedding costs less. Your house costs less to run. By the end of this video, you will understand why some of the richest people on the planet, people who own islands, quietly admit that the scariest thing in their garage is the pretty one with the horseshoe grill. It starts at the dealership, where you discover your first surprise. You can't just buy a Bugatti. You, a person who could purchase the entire dealership, the land under it, and the manager's house, have to be vetted. Bugatti wants to know who you are, what you own, and whether you're the kind of person who will embarrass the brand. It's a job interview, except you're paying them $3 million for the position. You pass, barely, and now comes the options list, which is where Bugatti performs its first magic trick, turning a $3 million car into a $4 million car using nothing but a color palette. Exposed carbon fiber bodywork? That'll be the price of a house in most countries. A nicer roof? $60,000. By the time you've finished clicking boxes, you've spent an extra $1 million and the car doesn't go any faster. For reference, $1 million is about 40 brand new Toyota Corollas. Remember the Corolla. It's going to be our unit of measurement today, and it will not be the last time it makes you sad. Delivery day. The truck arrives, the cover comes off, and there it is. An 8-liter, 16-cylinder, quad turbocharged masterpiece with 10 radiators. 10. Your car has more radiators than your first apartment building. 1,500 horsepower. 0 to 60 in 2.4 seconds. A top speed somewhere north of 260 miles per hour. You stand there in your driveway, grinning like a child, experiencing what scientists call the happiest moment of Bugatti ownership. Enjoy it. Take a photo. Frame the photo. Because from this exact second forward, this car has only one job. And that job is converting your money into smoke, rubber dust, and invoices. The first bill arrives before you've really done anything because insurance would like a word. Insuring a Bugatti runs around $50,000 a year. That is 2 Corollas every single year, paid not for driving the car, just for the legal permission to own it while it sits perfectly still. Your car generates bills the way a black hole generates gravity. Constantly, invisibly, and without your consent. But fine, you're rich. You laugh it off. You take it for a drive, and the drive is incredible. Read for about 20 minutes, which is when you notice the fuel gauge moving in real time, like a countdown. At full throttle, this car can empty its entire 100-liter tank in roughly 12 minutes. 12. Your Bugatti consumes fuel like it's being chased by something. And then, 1 year and barely any miles later, a letter arrives. It's time for your first annual service. You're expecting a number. You are not expecting this number. The oil change costs over $20,000. Let me say that again, slowly for the people in the back. The oil change. The thing your local mechanic does in 40 minutes for 80 bucks, while you scroll your phone in a waiting room that smells like burnt coffee. Costs more than an entire brand new Toyota Corolla. A whole car. A car that comes with seats, airbags, a warranty, and this is the important part, oil already inside it. Why? Because servicing a Bugatti's W16 engine is less like maintenance and more like surgery. Documented service breakdowns from owners show the process takes a full day or more of specialist labor. The rear bodywork has to come apart. And the car has 16 separate drain plugs because apparently one wasn't dramatic enough. Your car doesn't get an oil change. It gets admitted to a private hospital, and you get the bill from a doctor who only treats 16-cylinder patients. And just when you've made peace with that, you meet the true villain of this story. Not the dealer, not the engine, the tires. Bugatti's top speeds generate forces that ordinary rubber simply cannot survive, so Michelin built special tires just for this car, and that exclusivity comes with a price tag of around $38,000 per set. A set and a half of Corollas wrapped around your wheels. And here's the beautiful part. They don't last. Owners replace them roughly every 2,500 miles or about every year regardless of mileage because rubber ages even when the car doesn't move. Drive it, pay, don't drive it, pay anyway. And it gets better. Per documented Veyron ownership records, every third tire change, you also need new wheels, nearly $70,000. Because the mounting process eventually stresses the rims beyond what Bugatti considers safe. Oh, and that legendary top speed everyone bought the car for? At maximum velocity, the tires are only rated to survive about 15 minutes. Your $4 million car can use its main party trick for one episode of a sitcom, minus the ads. That works out to roughly $2,500 per minute of top speed. There are lawyers who charge less than your tires. So you adapt, the way all Bugatti owners eventually adapt. You stop driving it. Why would you drive it? Every mile is a tiny invoice. Every journey has a meter running. The car goes into the garage under a soft cover and becomes what the community lovingly calls a garage queen. A machine built to outrun jets, doing 0 miles per hour in the dark like a racehorse you bought and then asked to please stand still forever. Surely now at last the bleeding stops? No, now it's worse. Because cars are like sharks. They die when they stop moving. Seals dry out. Fluids degrade. Tires develop flat spots from holding the same position, like an office worker's spine. And the annual service? Still mandatory. Still 20 grand plus. Whether you drove it 10,000 miles or backed it out of the garage once to impress a date, the bill is the same. Congratulations! You now own the only car on Earth that charges you rent. A few years pass. You've paid for insurance you didn't use, services for miles you didn't drive, and tires that aged like fruit. You decide it's time to escape, and that's when you discover the final trap. Selling a Bugatti is almost as hard as buying one. The pool of humans who can afford this car is microscopic. The ones who want your specific configuration are fewer still, and the 7-figure options you lovingly selected? The market treats them like a personal lifestyle choice. Yours, not theirs. The car sits on consignment for months while you keep paying to insure and service a vehicle you are actively trying to divorce. When it finally sells, you quietly absorb a loss measured in hundreds of thousands of dollars and tell everyone at dinner parties that it was an incredible experience, which is rich person language for I have seen things. But here's the twist, the part that should genuinely make you feel better. You were never the biggest victim in this story. Volkswagen was. The company that built your car reportedly lost around $6 million on every single Veyron it sold. The car was so absurdly over-engineered, so impossibly expensive to develop, that according to analyst estimates, each one rolled out of the factory as a multi-million-dollar act of corporate charity. The buyer bled. The dealer sweated. The manufacturer hemorrhaged. The Bugatti is the only machine in history that financially damaged literally everyone who touched it, in every direction, simultaneously. It isn't a car. It's a beautifully upholstered wealth redistribution program, moving money from billionaires to Michelin. And yet, somewhere right now, a delivery truck is pulling into another driveway. The cover slides off. A new owner stands there grinning, phone out, living the happiest moment of Bugatti ownership, with no idea that the meter just started. The circle of life continues. But before you feel too sorry for him, consider this. His car will at least run. Somewhere out there is a man who paid $200,000 for a McLaren that has spent more nights at the dealership than in his garage, a man whose car doesn't drain his wallet so much as break his heart. He thinks your problems sound like a vacation. That's his story. And trust me, it's worse than you think.